For decades, human resources departments attempted to manage corporate growth using static tools. As companies scaled rapidly, the administrative burden multiplied. HR departments were stretched beyond capacity, and the infrastructure began to crack under its own weight. The core tension was a matter of raw mathematics. Teams were suddenly expected to process thousands of resumes, track hundreds of performance metrics, and handle complex compliance work, all without any matching increase in time or resources. To survive this influx, HR adopted crude technological workarounds. Recruitment tools acted like sieves. They automatically rejected candidates if their documents lacked exact terminology or specific job titles, entirely ignoring the actual substance of the applicant's experience. This severe lack of time corrupted internal management as well. Continuous observation of employees became impossible. Performance management devolved into a ceremonial, once-a-year review, heavily skewed by the flaws and limitations of human memory. When humans are forced to manually process massive patterns of data at scale, the system breaks. Context is lost. Decisions are rushed by deadlines, bias creeps into the hiring process, and severe burnout follows. Modern platforms correct this imbalance by dividing the labor. They operate on a clear premise. Software is built to process patterns, while humans are built to interpret meaning. Modern AI tools read resumes for context. They map out a candidate's broader career progression. This contextual analysis makes a crucial difference. Someone who grew into a role through hands-on learning is now clearly visible, rather than discarded for lacking a perfect title. Moving from the resume to the interview presents another hurdle. Human intuition alone often struggles here, limited by strict time constraints and unconscious biases. AI-driven assessments introduce necessary structure to this phase. Instead of relying on gut feelings, these tools simulate real work environments. They observe how candidates actively solve problems, communicate, and respond under constraints. The true value of these modern assessment tools is absolute consistency across the entire candidate pool. Every single applicant is evaluated through the exact same lens, providing HR teams with evidence-based shortlists. Skill gaps become clearly visible before the conversation even starts, allowing interviewers to walk in prepared rather than guessing. When software assumes the burden of analyzing patterns, recruiters are freed from administrative exhaustion. They can focus entirely on assessing potential and growth. This approach extends to the ongoing employee lifecycle. Compressing a full year of performance data into a single annual meeting consistently fails. Because it relies on memory over facts, modern continuous tracking systems operate differently. They quietly monitor goals, the frequency of feedback, and collaboration signals over long periods. This function acts as timely support rather than constant surveillance. It notices early cues of disengagement that busy managers miss in the day-to-day rush. Unlike static surveys, AI pulse checks interpret shifting tones, highlighting trends before issues escalate. CloudHire integrates these insights, linking hiring, performance, and skill gaps into one workflow. This data lets HR present predictive scenarios, forecasting what happens if budgets shrink or growth accelerates. With an integrated data architecture, HR departments stop reacting to broken systems and start actively preparing for future organizational needs. The primary risk of AI integration is perception. Employees and candidates share a valid fear of being reduced to mere data points inside a machine. Adoption requires strict guardrails. Systems must clearly explain how they reach their outcomes, and humans must always retain the ability to review and override automated suggestions. We also have to acknowledge the limits of the technology. AI replaces repetitive administrative tasks like early screening and scheduling. It does not replace the HR profession itself. Human professionals remain absolutely necessary to handle complex workplace conflicts, develop high-level strategy, and build the relationships that sustain a healthy company. The ultimate success of AI and human resources is about clearing the administrative noise. By removing the crushing burden of scale, these tools allow professionals to be thoughtful, deliberate, and human again.